the interesting things about terrorism is the use of weapons. So if you ask people, what is the weapon that terrorists use, you'll get bombs is typically the answer. Recently, airplanes, guns, of course, anthrax on occasion, whatever. But ultimately, if you're a terrorist group and you're weak and you're trying to impact political change somewhere, the only actual weapon you have is the ability to instill fear in others. That is the actual weapon of terrorism. Bombs and guns and stuff are what we see on TV, and that creates the noise, that creates the impact. But the actual weapon itself is fear. Unfortunately, right now, we live in an age of fear, where everything's about fear. The food you eat is going to kill you, the environment's going to kill you, your political system is going broke, your country's going to be ruined. There's this constant message of fear all the time. But if you choose to reject fear and to reject terror, then terrorism, in fact, loses its strength and, by definition, goes away. If you choose to react intelligently, if you choose to react with knowledge, then you can defeat terrorism, or at least subdue it, or make it irrelevant. All knowledge is contextual. If you do not understand who made a statement, when they made the statement, why they made the statement, and what was going on around them at the time when they made the statement, you really don't understand much of what's going on. Let me talk a bit about some of the knowledge that's getting passed around right now in the terrorism discourse. One of the things we hear quite frequently is, you know, Tom, Muslims say it's okay to kill infidels. The Muslims do in fact say it's okay to kill infidels, but there's a context to it. The first thing is you have to live in a Muslim majority nation. Then you have to be invaded from the outside and have your country taken over by infidels in a battle. Then you have to negotiate with them, explain to them, try and understand why they're there, and try them to agree to go away. And then finally, if all of that fails, then it's okay to kill them. In other words, if you look at the context of what's in the Quran and how it addresses these issues, it's essentially the rules of war. And if you read the United Nations Charter, or if you read NATO's Charter, and if you look at the issues of self-defense as expressed in the NATO Charter and the UN Charter, it's exactly the same stuff that's in the Quran. There's nothing new. Anytime you hear people being critical or talking about terrorism or talking about the various ideologies that are being passed around, be critical and try and find out what is the context. Who said it, when did they say it, why did they say it, and what issues were they trying to address at the time.